On the table today at SquirrelStampede, have you seen what's going on with the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem movie?
Do these squirrels seem a little sketchy to you?
Very sketchy-like. Are they sketchy-like or are they more claymation-like?
Ugh, what's that on your tail? That's not a squirrelinoid, is it? That looks really sus.
Both are very interesting styles, very Spider-Verse-esque, but the new figures are dropping. We've got this epic Ooze Cruisin figures bus. It's a great way to get all 4 turtles plus April and a villain.
Donnie, Leo, there's something really sketchy going on here. I think there's squirrelinoids on set.
Squirrelinoids?
Mikey, that was reboots ago. Squirrelinoids are old news.
And then other figure packs are dropping if you like individual old school like I do too, but lots of figures to go through. We're gonna focus in on this bus today and see how much ooze these turtles can take.
Oh thank goodness, Raph! Squirrelinoids have invaded the table! The others don't believe me! Raph? Ah! The squirrelinoids have returned! Ah!
SquirrelStampede.
So today I mainly wanted to focus on this totally radical multi-pack of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem Ooze Cruisin figures. It's a for sure quick way to get all 4 turtles, April, and a villain. Now of course we can go old school method too. All turtles are available on cards. There's Leonardo the leader, so far the only one I've picked up as a single carded figure. So classic, we've got a press out weapons pack and we've got a small baby turtle. Leo looks fantastic, and props, super props to Playmates Toys for keeping these figures under $10 at, well, $9.99, but $10. In today's licensed world, that's pretty good. Anything else these days is really marked up. I like this van though a lot. This is the Making of a Ninja series only at Target. So if you're looking for the van, check out Target's. They also have a few other surprises like the Turtle Tots. There's Leo and Donnie and Raph and Mikey. Not sure if we'll get to those today yet. I think the multi-pack van here too is a fairly good deal, under $60. So with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 figures, you're getting somewhat of a deal. Maybe less accessories is how it pulls off. Inside we've got Donatello driving, Raphael, April, Leo, and Mikey, plus Bebop with a little bit of ooze on him. Ooze Cruisin figures. These turtles won't be taking any orders. When evil mutants create mayhem in New York, it's up to the team of Green to deliver justice. Bebop is cruising for bruising by taking on April and the Turtles. I'm hoping I can open and keep this pack intact. It's really nice with the turtle van. The graphics. I love the graphics, what we're seeing with the trailer. It's so sketchy. Everything is so sketchy claymation-like. Sketchy claymation, that's the best way I can describe it. It looks terrific. It looks different. Definitely influenced a lot by Spider-Verse, which is totally fine. It's time to see some new styles of animation again. And I'm really hoping this one takes off. I can only withstand so many more turtle reboots, right? I think they look good so far. Let's just go with this for a few years, right? So how do I open this? How do I open this pack? Oh, if it wasn't so that easy, Cockroach Terminator, right? Just saw the thing out, that would help. But I think I'll go from the back end of the van. It's got a flat marking here and I should be able to pop the tape and get everything out and repack if I want to display. So far so good. Swing around back around town. There's our group of turtles. Everything packed in so nicely. So you gain a full collection of turtles with this one, but again, you miss out on some of these extra accessory effects. So far though, the turtles are looking exactly like the carded turtles of the single packs. So who shall we start with first? Who wants to make the waves? I think I will definitely have to go with Leo. Leo is usually my favorite. I think it's a favorite color blue thing, but really, all in all, I like every one of the turtles. They're just so cool. Each of their personalities, so much fun now. They really enhanced them in that way in the modern Turtles world. I believe too at this time, this is the only time you can get an April figure. She's not single carded yet, at least I'm not sure about that. I don't see her on the back list of the figures available on the regular carded series. So far I've seen pretty much everyone but Splinter on shelf. I'm sure though, the way Playmates Toys goes, we will see a single carded pack. April, that's definitely coming, if not already out there and just not on the list of that pack. They're so colorful though, they're so colorful on just this tray. I can't disturb it just yet. but I got to. Let's get Leo out, see how well these figures are gonna fly. Looks to be a lot of attachment points, so bear with me. And it's Leo out of pack. First impressions. Very green, very bright, vivid green. Totally has that Playmates Toys turtle feel though. That almost rubbery feel to their figures with good accessories and detail. I think this is pretty much everything you would need in a new modern Leo. Again, the sketchiness of their faces, the claymation sketchiness is coming out nice and clean on these figures. You've got a nice little focused grimace on Leo's head there. Kind of painted in detail of the smile and eyes. He has a nicely painted up weapons belt, 2 katana swords, and placement obviously over in the back shoulder there. I'd recently picked up a Leo where the placement of those blades were way too low. And of course storage for both of them. Nice shell design look on it, nicely textured. It will be curious to see how the other turtle shells will look. Bandana in blue, of course, and an elbow, wrist, and knee pads in blue. Just what you need in a turtle. There's some slight kung fu grip on their hands, but he does kind of want to drop this sword from time to time. So you kind of a little bit of a loose finger there, but you know, you only have 3 turtle fingers to hold something up, right? So there he is with a classic Nickelodeon Leo now. How long has it been? And of course, my old vintage Leo. How is this figure still surviving? The plastic's gotta start to crack really soon. I'm gonna be so sad that day. I know their endoskeleton plastics can get really fragile inside. Oh, that's right, it was a Loyal Subjects Leo that I just recently picked up. Great classic look on him. He just had that belt issue where his swords were a little low on the back belt, which kind of was not the most exciting thing, but totally classic look there. That one came out a few years ago actually, somehow found it in store. And since we're reminiscing a little bit, one more Leo, see if you can place where this one's from. Probably the most rubber feel of any of the turtles here. I remember really bending these arms around and even popping them out. So if you can guess where that Leo's from, place that in the comments. And of course there's other Leos throughout Turtles in time, but we're short on time, so let's continue on with the bus pack. I think I'll go down the line. I'd like to see Mikey next. Can I get Mikey out? And Mikey now out. Cowabunga! Mikey could just have the most silliest look of this new collection, but that's Mikey, right? Usually the youngest, usually the most animated and funny, so it feels like they've got his character pretty well. Definitely the most green turtle here. Facial expressions, they're just so animated. They've done well with his bright orange branding, and I like how the nunchucks are going here. They're full piece plastic, but with a nice chain looking detail on that chain. I like that chain, it's pretty nice. I'm sure there's a little bit of flex in there, not too much, but a little bit, and it was painted, which I appreciate. They could have easily just left one color. And they could have even just left his belts one color. They added a little M for Mikey. Each turtle has their letter and a little silver belt buckle. So there's extra detail for a pretty good price point again. And then one of my favorites of Mikey is his classic belts to place in his weapons. See if we can get them to lock in here. It's a soft weapons belt, and you should be able to get them to clip both in. They're gonna kind of separate a little bit, but I always like Mikey's double holder for his weapons back there. That looks pretty good. Oh, articulation. I forgot to kind of mention that, didn't I? What do we got on these? Well, obviously head rotation. I think it's usually a ball joint with the turtles and Playmates. Then shoulders are on pin hinges to reach out and rotate. We've got shoulders that also have a pin in there to rotate. 3-fingered hands and the wrists are able to rotate. Nothing really in that shell central area because it's a giant shell. It would be kind of difficult to throw that off at this scale of a figure. But we do have hips on a hinge to pin out and rotate around, as well as knees underneath those knee pads. And then we've got ankles that are just rotational point. I think those just rotate around and around. So pretty much this continues a long-standing theme of very nice Playmate Toys Turtles line with a good set of articulation, weapons, and turtle identification. Maybe a little bit difficult to stand at times. I wish their feet were just slightly larger. Okay, let's check out Raph next. Raphael, I believe, is often the fan favorite of most. I think people often usually identify with Raph. Let's get Raph out. And there's Raph out of pack, just a little bit larger than the first two we looked at. little bit of trouble standing them today. Again, footprint could have been just a little bit larger, but Raph is bigger usually than Mikey or Leo. Raph's usually the big guy, but not so over-exaggerated this time. Rise had him just a giant, but old school Nickelodeon had them all pretty much similar in size. So this one feels good. This one feels just about a little bit more, not over-exaggerated. I do like the full head bandana scarf. That's continuing with Raph. It's a nice touch, gives it a little more character difference between the rest. We've got his classic size holding onto, and side holders on the belt are with a little brown and a little silver detail there. Little extra detail on these, looking great. Plus, as always, we've got some scarring on Raph's shell, as he's going to usually get into the most trouble, although no shelling scarring on the back here. It appears with this collection, all the turtle shells are basically the same color. Sometimes in the past that has known to change or look a little bit different from turtle to turtle, but I think it's going to group them pretty well together. So a little more mass with Raph. I think he's looking just terrific. And another almost hand-drawn great facial expression with these. That just leaves us Donnie. Donnie's driving the package up here up front. That's pretty funny. I like that. So let's get Donnie out. And Donnie out. Donnie kind of reminding me again with the direction they started to go with in Rise. More often now with glasses, although Rise had some interesting headgear on him. They've really done a good job getting the turtles' personalities to pop out in Mutant Mayhem. And Donnie certainly looks like the tech wizard here with his cell phone wrapped around his belt up front. Maybe a flashlight accessory too. So some tech gear with him. Plus he's a little bit thinner. He's thinking smarter. Maybe it's just the glasses. It's always the glasses. And he's got his belt installed there. His bow staff installed on back, I should say. All of these weapons have been done pretty well. Well, the bow staff's probably the most basic. It's just a stick with some wrapping. They didn't bother to give it extra color like all the other turtle weapons did. Each one has a little bit of paint, so a little bit of misfire on his bow staff, but whatever. And now we've got all the turtles out of pack. Each one with their own tone of green, just like it's always been. And I can't say enough about how they kept this at $10 per figure. That is so cool. Most other figure packs these days, Star Wars and Fortnite, would have these at 15 and up. Totally would have them up 15 and up. So they've done a great job getting this to be as accessible as possibly possible in this crazy inflated world. So 2 more figures in the pack. Let's check out April, as she, I believe, is exclusive to the pack at the moment. She's got that classic yellow jacket, so we know it's April. And I like how they've made her short in stature so that she's kind of at the turtle's height. Probably makes it easier to film together. Classic April was always just so tall. And a lot of the old school turtle figure toys had to have bent knees and kind of a hunched over look to kind of get to that height of the turtle. So kind of cool they made her short in stature. Feels like she fits well with this team here. No weapons with her though. I seem to have misplaced it though, but I feel like classic Nickelodeon April, who is pretty tall, had a bow staff. That's not the one. I think that goes to one of the turtle tots. She's pretty tall though. New April a little shorter than New April. New April articulation pretty similar to the turtles, of course, head rotation and shoulders, elbows. I don't see a wrist in there. Hips to sit, knees, and ankles. So she's got enough articulation. And just like the turtles, painted pretty well. Extra small detailing like the gold button on her jacket there on each side, a little blue pin there, purple glasses. She's got good paint. Her shoes even have laces there painted in. Those are things they could have totally skipped out on and they went with it. Plus a little bag accessory on her side. Curious what other fun accessories she will have in full figure form. Where's her microphone? Doesn't she need a microphone? Oh, that's so old school. Phone. Where's her phone? One last figure to gander at in this pack. Again, the highlight of this pack is just a quick way to get all turtles, but they also help by throwing in April and Bebop. And this Bebop has a little bit of slime splashage. And so there is Bebop. And as for Bebop Rocksteady concerned, I think they did better with Bebop than they did with Rocksteady. This is a really nice mutant update of Bebop. I like the size. He's definitely the hulkiest figure of this pack. Got a good belly, but not too oversized. His feet are a little bit small, making him hard to stand at times, but I totally see Bebop there and a total great amount. Oh gosh, his backside looks pretty funny. I don't know why. A lot of fine print back there on his meat flabs. And a lot of slime has been dripped onto this one. Wow, tattooed across his chest. A look at a classic Bebop here. never really matched the classicness of the show. And then the first run Nickelodeon Bebop, a little bit too thin. So I love to see the big belly on this one. Even has a nice little belly ring, I think. And splashed with green. Did I say that? Splashed with green? I'm really impressed overall with all the paint apps. The pink hair, the purple glasses. Everyone has purple, purple glasses for April. Oh, Donnie had just black glasses on a purple bandana. Jacket, turtle shell, shoulder pads painted, classic looking drill weapon, shoes with detail, ton of detail for the price point. And articulation with this big guy, head rotation, kind of a head up front on the front part of his head. And I'm getting about, not a full 360, but maybe like a 180. It kind of swings side to side, which is interesting. Shoulder pads inhibit a little bit of the arm movement under there. They do hinge up a little bit, but you can move them out. Elbows, wrists, that's a nice feature, didn't expect. Nothing in that giant flabby torso. Hips to sit and knees to bend. And ankles, are the ankles movable? They are not, but there is plenty there. Sometimes the mutants get really static. It seemed to happen a lot with some of the original run of Nickelodeon figures where the elbows wouldn't bend, or the knees wouldn't bend, or they would just be giant hunks. But this one, here Bebop has a lot. There's a little bit of difference, obviously, with a carded Bebop. If you're going that way, you'll find a Bebop with less splashage, but pretty similar, I believe. So this pack has turned out to be totally fun. This is all you technically need if you're looking for just some fun with 4 turtles, a villain, and April to snuff out the story. Great themed bus pack. I really like this one, how it turned out. So I'm probably going to hold on the rest of these figures for another review. Rack goes down. Superfly is your big villain, I believe, not the Shredder in this movie, unless the Shredder has a secret, hiding, shadowy plot in the movie. We're not sure yet. But Superfly featured a lot in the trailers. There it is. Not really into this oversized arm for some reason. That looks weird, but maybe fun. Maybe actually fun to play with. Superfly's bio. They have bio cards on these now, which is amazing. Superfly, a highly intelligent humanoid fly. Superfly has lived in hiding his entire life, slowly amassing power in the criminal underworld. He's clever, charismatic, and confident, and behind those eyes lies a sinister plan that is unlike anything the Turtles have ever faced before. I love that there's so many mutants in this movie. Mutant Mayhem, right? But I want to hold on this one for a second review, so hold there. I did find a Leatherhead also, which I really like the update there. As kind of funny, timed also available as a classic Leatherhead. So classic Leatherhead kind of flat to the table on 4s, where I like the new one, he's standing. I think that's a cool update to that. And I had to pick this one up as I never had a vintage Leatherhead. And also out there, Rocksteady. Rocksteady is such an interesting update. Again, I think they did Bebop a little bit better, although I don't know, maybe it's growing on me. It's definitely Rhino-like. Rhinos would have a lower proportion head, giant head actually. So maybe it's just a little bit different and I gotta learn to like it. It's gonna be a fun one to see. So hopefully, I think I just have to find Splinter. I have not found a Splinter yet. I'd like to kind of run through these when I find a Splinter and maybe something else. Kind of just wanted to focus on that bus pack today and just see those 4 core turtles. Oh yeah, and again the turtle tots. They're just so adorable. I love the turtle tots. I love when they pack them in the series. They often do it. So that's the new Turtles collection for 2020. Squee, what do you think? Is it time for Squirtles? Squirtles?
What?
Squirtles, Turtles reboot. Is it time for a Turtles reboot? This new style is very intriguing. Great collection. If you like today's video, please give us a squike, squirlibe, squamment your favorite new turtle look. Thank you so much for watching. That's what I have to say about that.